Hey guys, it's Rachel here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about 10 things I wish I knew before my freshman year. Even though I only had 2 quarters of freshman year because of coronavirus. I just finished my freshman year and now I'm going to be going into my second year next year. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into it. One is, I know like everyone says this, but no one really listens. Just don't overpack. If you overpack, like, you are going to end up cluttering your dorm room. Your dorm room is like 10 times smaller than an average bedroom. So you should definitely be cautious of what you're bringing and making sure that everything you are bringing is something that you use a lot, and it shouldn't be like you are packing up your whole bedroom to college, because believe me, I know I showed up with like 3 suitcases, huge suitcases, just filled with clothes. But honestly, I made it work because I bought a bunch of containers. Like, I bought a bunch of containers, like a bunch of underbed storage, and I was luckily in a double. So I had much more like closet space than I would be if I were to be in a triple. So that was helpful, but either way, I still overpacked. Okay, so number 2, this is really important. Meet new people. So meeting new people is obviously going to happen anywhere at your freshman year, because everyone is desperate to meet people. They're desperate to find friends. No one knows anyone yet, and I think you should take advantage of this point where you should be like, attending dorm, like if your dorm were to have like events, just go to the events, meet some people in your dorm. Like, I know it may be like weird, but a lot of people form their like friend groups through like their dorms, and it's just really important that you put yourself out there. In addition to that, when you are meeting these new people and like you like them or you feel like you guys clicked, definitely like remember to follow up with them. Say like, hey, do you want to get lunch today or something? That can go a long way to developing like a friendship that may last all throughout college. Okay, so that tip just took me right into my next one, which is that there is an adjustment period. There is an adjustment period of adjusting to this whole entire new lifestyle at college, where you aren't confined by your parents. Like, you could do whatever you want. Like, you're in charge of your own life. The biggest thing that comes with this adjustment period is that a lot of people like get in the habits of like overthinking and like thinking like, and comparing themselves to like their other friends from high school at college, and they're like, oh, well, I don't have as many friends as them, or I don't have my group yet. Like, why can't I have like a bigger group of friends? And it's just like these thoughts that will deter you from like truly embracing like the change of where you are at college, and it's just gonna like stop you from like actually being the best person you can be, because these negative feelings of like fear or just these negative feelings when comparing yourself to others is going to overwhelm your current state of mind. And instead of letting like comparing yourself to others and like even like FOMO is like a big thing in college. Like, if your friends are going out, like, you don't have to go out. Just don't let this stuff get to you, and focus on yourself, and know that even if like you aren't going through the best time in college, in the beginning of college, which is usually how people are feeling, because it is just the beginning, that it is okay. Okay, number 4 you should keep in touch with your friends and family from home. Like, I know my first few months at college, I definitely lagged at this. Like, I would talk to my parents maybe like once every like 2 weeks or 2 weeks and a half. Like, I didn't talk to them that much. But honestly, like, me and my best friend from home were really good at it. We talked almost like every day. Like, in the beginning, it was kind of like we didn't really have time, just because like college is so busy and like you're always meeting new people, doing new things. But it's always like really important, and it just, for me at least, like it helps me remember where I came from. Like, just talking to my family or my friends from home, just because like you're in such a different environment now, and like everything around you is different and is going to have impacts on you, whether it is like on your mind and how you think, or it's just like being exposed to new ideas that you've never been exposed to. So honestly, just keeping in touch with your friends and family just does help in remembering like who you are and what you're there for. So yeah, I would definitely recommend staying in touch with them. Okay, now number 5 is that you have to be prepared to get sick a lot, especially if you're living in the dorms, because I honestly was sick with a cold for a majority of the year, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't really remember a point where I wasn't sick with the cold. And, like, it's not even like I wasn't clean. Like, I was very clean. But it's just being exposed to, like, so many people all the time. And it's just the fact that, like, these dorms are, like, really small. And, like, you're constantly in contact with, like, these people living in the same place. So definitely, I would bring Dayquil and NyQuil to be prepared. Okay, so now number 6 is finding a balance. So finding a balance was one of the hardest things for me. You have to find a balance between your academic life and your social life. And it's just harder in college just because you are consistently being surrounded by like everyone, and like everyone's having like other social interactions, and it's not like home where like you're secluded from like the rest of the world. Like, if I'm in my room, like, you know, like I don't see like everyone hanging out. But it's just different in college, just because, especially when you're like living on campus and like you're in the dorms, like there's consistently like social interactions and stuff. And like for me at least, like I'm an extrovert, so like my social life was like really important to me, and I consistently like wanted to like be with people. But what I had to do is just find a balance, and the way I found a balance was, you know, just making plans with people to like study, like go to the library and study. And like I did that so much, like most of the time in college, because like you are still like with your friends, but you're still, both of you guys are like motivating each other to get your work done together, and you don't feel like alone because like you're studying with someone else, you know. You just have to find a balance between like even like going out on the weekends. Like maybe you'll go out one night or not go out the other night, instead of like, you know, like going out every day of the weekend, just so you can find this good balance between your academic life and your social life. Because although social life is so important and it is such a big contributor to your mental health in college, like ultimately you're there to study. Okay, number 7 is embracing change, because college is all about change. You are probably going to change in a good way, of course, and you're going to develop in a way that you didn't have a chance to when you were home. But you have to understand that change is okay, and like although it may be uncomfortable at first, because it means like getting out of your comfort zone and what you're familiar with and what you know, change is good, because that's what you need. That's how life is. Like that's how life goes. Everything's consistently changing. It's just how you react in response to change that is ultimately going to take you through this change. It is part of your character development. It is a part of growing up. So I would say you should embrace change. And in terms of like friend groups and majors, like it is okay to change your friend group. Friend groups are pretty fluid in college where they're constantly changing, and changing your major is completely okay. Most people don't know what their major is going to be when they go into freshman year. Right, number 8 is utilize your school's resources, whether there are tutoring centers for chemistry or math, or if there are like a center, like an internship center to help you get on a path of an internship or to get into research. You just have to utilize all of your school's resources. It's really important. Like, things are not going to come to you on its own. You have to be proactive and go after them. Okay, number 9 is taking time for yourself. So taking time for yourself was something that I actually didn't do my freshman year, and I kind of do regret it a little bit, just because I was so in the like stance of like not overthinking everything, because I'm such an overthinker that I really just didn't think about anything. I guess like I do regret that now, just because like I did make mistakes that could have been avoided if I did like think about like what was going on in my life. And honestly, like I wanted to take time for myself. It was just really hard, just being surrounded by everyone, like constantly doing stuff with people. But like in reality, it's perfectly healthy to take time on your own, to focus on yourself, and like reconnect with like who you are and like what you want. Because again, like you're consistently being like overwhelmed with these new ideas, this just new change all around you, and you have to remember to stay true to yourself and remember who you are and how you want to present yourself and like take charge of your life. So yeah, I would just really recommend taking time for yourself. And lastly, my 10th thing that I wish I knew before I went to freshman year is to not buy your textbooks before the class begins, because I know I did. I was trying to like be very prepared first quarter, but it ended up that I bought the book and I didn't even use the book like over the course of the like course, and I was completely fine. Like I got an A. I did really well in that class without needing the textbook. And you also have to remember, like, I didn't even like realize this, but like there's Facebook groups for your college that's like a textbook marketplace that can either like be selling it for cheaper, or people would find like free online like PDFs of these textbooks. And I definitely recommend trying to look for like online PDFs of your textbook before you go on to buy it, because that honestly saved my life. I think that's all, but I really hope you guys liked it, and comment down below if you guys have like any other questions about freshman year. I can do like a Q&A. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next week.